Good morning, Kennedy. My name is Rachel Nasson, and I am the coordinator of school elections for the Kennedy Student Government. It is my pleasure to welcome you to today's virtual elections assembly. Today, you will hear speeches from the candidates for Student Government President and Vice President and for class officers. First, we begin with the candidates for Student Government President and Vice President.
Hi, my name is Nikki Rosen, and I am so excited to be broadcasted before you asking for your vote for Kennedy Student Government President. When I came to Kennedy almost 3 years ago, I didn't know what to expect. It was a new school, a bigger school than I was used to, and it had a lot of unknown faces. I was that freshman who had my first class on the 3rd floor and my next class on the 1st floor, on the opposite side of the school. So yes, I got lost. Yes, I was late for class, and yes, I was in rooms with all new faces. To find my place here, I committed to getting involved. And one of the first steps I took was joining student government. Since that first day, freshman year, I have served as a senator for 2 years, and this past year was the social media coordinator on the executive board. I have been a chair for the school's site-based committee, working with students, parents, and administration. I have also been a member of the leadership program for 2 years, Kickline for all 3 years, and an active member of many of our clubs. The more I got involved in Kennedy, the more I felt connected, and I very quickly learned that Kennedy was not a huge, scary place. It was a community of teachers and peers who want me to be successful. This past year has been one that no one could have imagined. With quarantines, remote learning, and limited interaction with our friends, we all tried to find the silver lining. We did lose a lot. We didn't have homecoming or class night, and the list goes on. As a result of these uncontrollable factors, there has been a feeling of disconnectedness leading to a decline in Kennedy school spirit. This is why next year, as your student body president, I will focus on rebuilding our spirit and our community, putting an emphasis on student well-being, and ensuring that everyone's voice is heard. Kennedy is a unique environment, being that we are the only school in our district mixed between Merrick and Belmore. Spirit Week is one of the best times at Kennedy, as it unites us all as a student body. I remember as a freshman seeing everyone dressed up in outrageous outfits and the smiles that followed. I remember going to our homecoming pep rally and cheering for our football team. And while our administration has done a fantastic job trying to hold some of these events, the pandemic has made it hard to keep these events as they were. Next year, I want Kennedy to go all out. I want Kennedy to bring back the spirit that made us a community. I promise to go all out for you and want you to do the same for our school. I want us all to get involved, and together we can show Cougar Nation the most spirit it's ever seen. I want us to have programs that bring an ice cream truck to our school campus and have a portion of the proceeds donated to a charity of our choice. I want us to have theme days and more movie nights. My next focus is on student well-being. It can be overwhelming to be a student here. Kennedy is a very rigorous school. This is why next year, I believe we need to work with the school administration to advocate for student mental health. Every year, the Health and Wellness Center runs a week called Wellness Week. While the student body loves this, I believe it would be more beneficial to have Wellness Wednesdays every week. This may be a virtual Wednesday every other week, lightened homework loads, or even just taking 5 minutes at the start of a period to breathe and remember that one test is not going to dictate your whole future. Finally, we have an incredible opportunity for Kennedy and all its students to benefit from more student involvement in KSG. We wouldn't be what it is today without the people who have committed their time to making Kennedy a better place. From the executive board to the senators to the General Assembly and finally the rest of the school community. Our school government needs to create more open dialogue with the school community. Things like spirit days and movie nights shouldn't just be selected by executive board, but by all of us. One simple way I will ensure you can contribute and make a difference is by utilizing an online platform for students to share their ideas on how to improve Cougar Nation. Everyone in the school community is a part of KSG. While it's clear that there are many challenges and changes ahead, I know that together, we all have the opportunity to make every day amazing. So, as you cast your ballots, I would like you to think back to your first day of freshman year. Think of the fear you felt entering this new place and think about how far you've come. We have all been in that same situation and everyone has gotten here today, and learned how amazing the Kennedy community is. We are resilient, and when we come together, we do amazing things. With me as president, next year will be full of all the memories we missed this year and so much more. So remember, vote Nikki Rosen for KSG president.
Hi, my name is Lila Schechner, and I'm running to be president of Kennedy Student Government. The last 12 months, so much has been taken away from all of us. Every person listening to this speech has been affected by COVID in one way or another. Some of us just lost a school year, others lost loved ones. 2020 will be a year none of us will ever forget. As your next president, I plan on taking back our time, our fun, and everything we are due. As president, I will be the biggest advocate in making the 2021-2022 school year the most extraordinary year yet to come. Upon walking into the doors of Kennedy High School, I knew student government was the place for me. As a freshman and sophomore, I was an elected senator. While working with committees, students, and faculty, the skills I learned taught me how to navigate all the complexities of student government. Every objective I planned, I accomplished. What you should know about me is that I lead by example and I listen to those around me. This year, I was chosen to be Community Service Co-Coordinator. I have planned events like toy drives where we collected 100+ toys and personally delivered them to Cohen's Medical Center. I have also spearheaded events like Safe Halloween, Penny Wars, and various fundraisers. Not only do I hold the knowledge of all the inner workings of student government, but I also carry them out with strength. I know how we organize, I know how we plan, and I know how we execute events. I've been a leader for as long as I could remember. I know what it takes to have an organized system and how to collaborate as a team. I am efficient and meticulous while also being creative and innovative. I am able to not only produce the traditional events we have every year, but also help in creating new ones to come. Now, this year is going to be our year. I am ready and excited to always strive for the very best results of our members and club overall. Next year, I will be an active listener of the student body. Whatever you want, you will get. As president, I am going to implement a suggestion box accessible at all times for all students. This will be your opportunity to be heard. You will not only have leadership that cares about your thoughts and ideas, but is ready to put them into action. Additionally, I have my own amazing ideas that I would love to administer once elected into office. One of the first proposals I have are grade-wide beach days at the end of the year. You could play beach volleyball with all your teachers or play tug-of-war in the sand with your friends. Secondly, I will be working with guidance and administration in making Wellness Wednesday a permanent event. This would be one Wednesday a month with absolutely no homework or tests the next day. As president, I will work with local restaurants to offer students discounts on this night. And what says Wellness Wednesday other than Applebee's or La Piazza? My last idea I am going to share is making Spirit Week 2 weeks out of the year. I'm sure after this year we will all need a lot more time together having fun. So, traditionally the first week leading into homecoming, but a second leading into class night. I know this would cause more widespread spirit to get Kennedy roaring again. My ideas for next year honestly never end, and I know I have the capability to make it unforgettable. I know how impacted all of us were by this year. We had a hard time adjusting to the changes of our community and world. I am ready to lead all of you into the 2021-2022 school year with excitement and passion. I know how excited each and every one of you are to get out and be kids again. With me as your president, we will be living every day to the fullest. I can assure you not one moment of next year will be wasted. So, vote me, Lila Schechner, for president of Kennedy Student Government.
Hi, my name is Victoria Delaio, and I'm running to become the vice president of student government. I believe we need change and adaptation in this new, weird, crazy world we're living in today. With the pandemic in the final stretch, there's only so much we can do to maintain our sanity. One portion of a speech from Amanda Gordon is, "It doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect, but we are striving to forge a union that has purpose." And I want to take that idea and make that happen within the spirit and participation in Kennedy. I am an optimistic, accountable, and determined candidate who is a huge fan of interconnectedness and a comfortable atmosphere. You are probably asking yourself, why me? Well, I've been a senator in student government since my freshman year. When I came into Kennedy, I had no idea how impactful student government was. I just saw how much fun all the events looked on social media. Anyways, I was placed in a program called the mentoring program, which assigned a student to a teacher. The point of this was that the teacher would be there for the students for advice and support. My mentor was the one and only Mr. Seidman, and he introduced me to student government. He encouraged me to run for Senate so I could have a voice for my class and be a part of something with purpose. It was the best decision I could have ever done. I then served on the executive board for the past 2 years, as well as the events committee. I now am one of the 2 event coordinators, and from experience, I believe student involvement is critical to creating the change we need in both the student body as well as society. I know that this year is not like our past Kennedy experiences, with not having a homecoming and a class night, but we are facing adversity now. And because of this, I'm not discouraged or fearful of not having the best year we can have. For example, having strict guidelines to follow for our safety and health made me think outside the box. And with help from my committee, we came up with the idea of having a field day, which would be an outdoor class night. Instead, it would be a day of no classes. It's a day of interconnectedness, sportsmanship, and just fun. Even though it was not able to happen this year, why not do it next year? Have a class night in the winter in the gym, and then have a field day in the spring. I know I love the competition between the classes and the determination of winning and having a good time and getting dressed up with all my friends. So why have limited fun? We could do it all because that's what Kennedy does. I want to hear all your ideas that you have so I can help make the upcoming school year the best it can be. From this situation, we are given the belief that creating a better school community comes from within the student body. I know my experiences, my passion, and my work ethic will enable me to effectively work with all of you and create the change we all desire to see. So vote me, Victoria Delaio, for Vice President of Student Government, and thank you for your time.
What makes a leader? Is it the person who is a good decision maker? The one who speaks out against essential issues? The one that will always put in 100% effort? That's possible, but what makes that leader stand out from all the others? What makes you different? Hi, my name is Sami Einbinder, and I am running for your 2021 to 2022 Kennedy Student Government Vice President. I am a leader, and I want to be your voice that makes a difference. Since I first entered the doors here at Kennedy, I knew that I wanted to make a difference here. I was quickly presented with many leadership opportunities as a freshman and became more involved in the Kennedy community each year. During my time in the BMCHSD community, I have been involved in various activities such as the Belmore Merrick Ambassadors, to working with the Nassau County Youth Council, to being the Vice President of the class of 2022, to Student Government Senate, and that's just to name a few. I truly have enjoyed every second of helping my school and my community, and I know that my efforts will continue to be worthwhile as I have made and will keep making a difference. As your Vice President, I plan to assist the President with her responsibilities and provide assistance to the other board members, as well as organizing fundraisers and events. My Kennedy student government journey may not be the most adventurous. However, I have done countless hours of behind-the-scenes work with executive board members whenever I can. For those of you that know me, you always see me in the leadership classroom, and I'm always willing to help out. I started off as a General Assembly member, worked hard throughout my freshman year, and developed relationships with many club members. As a sophomore, I continued to be very active in student government as a General Assembly member and worked alongside many executive board members again. When junior year came around, I earned my spot on the Student Government Senate, and I knew for a long time that when my senior year came around, I wanted to be on executive board. I wanted to do more, and I wanted to be the voice of the student body that is sometimes missing. As you may be able to tell, I am often confident when public speaking, and I believe that my ability to speak without hesitation is something that makes me different, something that sets me apart. With that being said, I have also worked countless times with our administrative team. I have developed a close relationship in speaking with them, and I know that will be beneficial regarding the communication of ideas or problems. I will continue to strive for the improvements in the school for every student here at Kennedy. The Kennedy Student Government works side by side with all of you in the administration to ensure that student events are successful and doable throughout the year. Given the circumstances next year, I hope to help the President bring back our well-known and loved events including Homecoming, Spirit Week, and Class Night. I assure you that next year will be memorable regardless of what happens. As Mr. Owenberg always says, it is crucial to make every moment count. We have all learned that our so-called normal lives can be taken away from us in the blink of an eye. I want to assure you that my remaining time at Kennedy is spent helping our community, making Kennedy an even better place than it already is, and not taking any of these precious moments for granted. As your Vice President, my goal for you is to reminisce about the amazing times that you have had in high school, and especially remember the time you have spent with student government. Please join me in making the upcoming school year unforgettable. Choosing me to be your Vice President, I promise to work very closely with the President, Mr. Seidman, and administration to guarantee a memorable year ahead. While none of us can predict what will happen next year, I know that whether we are remote, hybrid, or entirely in person next year, the Kennedy Student Government will continue to thrive and be amazing as always. Let's come together and make this year the best Kennedy High School has ever seen. I would love to be your choice for Vice President. If elected, I will continue to fight for the things that are important to us, the student body, no matter how big or small they may be. We should see the importance of every day at Kennedy as a memory made, something we learned that makes us even more dedicated, and an experience that you should take away under the sealed pages of your yearbook. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Kayla Stern and I'm running for Student Government Vice President. I first want to introduce myself a little bit. I am in ASR, Key Club, and Science Club at our school. I'm also in our leadership program, and I've been in student government since my freshman year. In student government, I currently hold the position of secretary. In this role, I attend all student government meetings, and I record what we discuss. Throughout this year, I've learned a lot about how student government functions and how we plan events and activities for our student body. And from this experience, I feel very prepared to take on the role of Vice President. But I've heard a lot of people ask what Vice President actually is, or what the difference is between Student Government Vice President and class officers. Well, as your Vice President, I would be representing our entire school rather than your respective grade. I will have more power in facilitating plans for Class Night, Homecoming, Gem the Gym, and other events which unfortunately could not happen this year. I will work to make sure that everything student government does, from fundraisers to clothing, appeal to a broad group of students in price range, product, or service. I will always listen to what you have to say, and I will always bring up your points at meetings. I will ensure that you, the student body, come first in our decision making and our planning. I believe that you don't have to be a member of student government to have a say. The purpose of student government is to serve you, so your opinion, feedback, and ideas are all very important. This year we held a town hall meeting where you were able to submit questions for Mr. Owenberg, and he responded to them. Well, I plan to implement these meetings on a more regular basis so that you can be heard not only by your student representatives, but by your school administrators too. In addition, a few months ago, student government created a Google form that we sent out to all of our members, and they were able to reflect on everything that we've done this year. Well, I think it would be a great idea to make this form available to all students all year round so that you can provide feedback anonymously. We all know that school can be stressful, and I believe a great way to counteract this stress is through having something to look forward to during the school day. All students should at least try to participate in school-wide events, spirit days, and other activities. I think we should have more spirit days throughout the year, and these don't only have to be dress-up days. We can have activities, sports contests, and competitions for prizes throughout the day. As Vice President, I will promote school spirit through publicity, like fun videos, so that you're aware of what's going on and excited for our upcoming events. I want all of you to have good memories of your years at Kennedy. School isn't only about the work, and you should think of our school as a safe, welcoming place. I know a lot of you are involved in clubs like SAD, HOPE, and DEI, or Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and all of these clubs push really important messages within our school and community. As Vice President, I plan to collaborate with these clubs in sponsoring school events, just like we did for our virtual pep rally with DEI, and I believe this will help make our school more inclusive, it will empower all of our students, and it will promote our well-being. This past year has been a hard time for all of us. If elected, I promise to work my hardest to make up for all that we missed out on in this past year and make the next year even better. If you want to see positive changes in the 2021-2022 school year, then please vote for me, Kayla Stern, for Student Government Vice President. Thank you.
Next, here are the speeches for candidates for Class President, Vice President, Secretary, and Treasurer.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Tran, and I'm your freshman class president. I would like you to vote for me to be your sophomore president for the 2021-2022 school year. As your current president, I'd like to tell you some of the activities that our student government did this year. I was able to lead our freshman class in a food drive that collected pasta and pasta sauce for nearby food pantries. Another student government activity that we participated in was the MLK Day of Service, where we collected children's face masks. In December, I attended the district-wide president's meeting. I was able to learn about the growing responsibilities that older classes have as we move on in high school. I have the experience that our class needs for when things go back to normal. Although COVID took away things like class night, pep rally, and homecoming, I'm confident that we will be able to be together again soon, and I will be able to make up for all we missed next year. I will continue my promise to make sure that even those who aren't directly part of the planning have their voices heard and their ideas brought to the table. I'm really excited about continuing to be your class president, and I hope that you vote for my experience on the job, my strong leadership skills, and my successful ability to juggle school, cheer, and the student government. I'm Carolyn Tran, and I want to be your sophomore class president.
Hi, my name is Rita Slater, and as most of you may know, I'm your current class vice president. Thank you for considering me as your next class president. Since I was little, I've had a passion for academics and advocating for others. While I love voicing my opinions and making sure that I'm heard, I'm also a great listener. I'll be there for you as a friend and as a colleague. As vice president, I lobbied for us to have freshman class Zoom meetings, allowing everyone to voice their opinions and concerns about the freshman class. As a result, the club meets and discusses upcoming events, fundraisers, and often vote on potential ideas to make money for the class. This is just the beginning of my ideas of how to improve our class. Together, we can strategize and cooperate to make sure we all understand each other and help to make certain that our goals are within reach. If elected sophomore class president, I will continue in the spirit of accommodating the concerns that many of you have told me you'd like to see an improvement on. If you elect me as your president, I promise to represent with openness and honesty. I will lead with your best interests in mind, welcoming all ideas and make sure you're in the loop about everything. With me as your president, your voice will always be valued and respected. I will listen and never let your ideas go unheard. I've proven my ability to achieve positive outcomes and not just make a bunch of empty promises. If you elect me as your president, your issues will become my issues. I look forward to working together to bring our class closer together, learning more about ourselves and each other. Thank you.
Good morning, Kennedy High School. My name is Zach Linesman, and I am running for Vice President. I would like to recognize my fellow running mates and wish them the best of luck in the upcoming election. I would also like to recognize any of my own classmates who are running for any position. It takes a lot of guts to do. And I remember how scared I was waiting for the votes to be counted, but win or lose, it gains you some real life experience. As my first order of business as your upcoming Vice President, I plan to work collaboratively with the President, whoever they may be, to provide the smoothest transition into the upcoming school year as we are looking to possibly lessen the restraints mandated to us by COVID-19. I plan to share my ideas on events that we could possibly do because of certain restraints being lifted, such as class night or homecoming. If not that, a better idea where we are not attending virtual assemblies, rather in real life, which I think we can all agree on is most certainly ideal. I really do think I deserve this position as I am a previous senator. I worked very hard on portraying my ideas as well as inputting them throughout the school, whether it be hanging up flyers or working on the artwork itself for my committee. This previous experience could help me when event planning or coming up with ideas. Furthermore, I do have extensive background in community service, going to food drives or donating money to people who are truly in need, thus giving us the ability to collaboratively work with such organizations to help them with anything they may need. especially with Thanksgiving coming up this fall. I have been given a quote in which I would like to share with you all, by John F. Kennedy. For those who much is given, much is required. To me, this means that once you've been selected for a position, you need to work very hard to show the people who trusted you that you can indeed do it. Also, that if we have been blessed with a gift, whether it be in athletics or academically, or in the arts, we use it to our advantage to benefit others.
Hi everyone, my name is Claire Schwartz and I am running for class secretary. A few reasons you should vote for me are I have been class secretary for the past year and have done a great job with it. I am very well prepared. I will always bring what is needed of me and I will not forget. I keep everything in a safe spot and I won't lose it. I am organized. I write everything in my planner, which keeps me to stay on task. I will also have a binder where I will have designated spots for meeting notes and other important papers. I am focused. I stay on task and concentrate well. Also, I will take and record accurate notes during meetings. I communicate with others very well. I will always start up conversation and I am not afraid to talk when needed. I'm a very creative person who has tons of great ideas to make the school community more fun while keeping it safe. Finally, I am committed. I will try my best to attend every meeting as possible and try to maintain a perfect attendance record. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will vote for me to be class secretary for the upcoming school year. Hi everyone, my name is Claire Schwartz and I am running for class secretary. A few reasons you should vote for me are I have been class secretary for the past year and have done a great job with it. I am very well prepared. I will always bring what is needed of me and I will not forget. I keep everything in a safe spot and I won't lose it. I am organized. I write everything in my planner, which keeps me to stay on task. I will also have a binder where I will have designated spots for meeting notes and other important papers. I am focused. I stay on task and concentrate well. Also, I will take and record accurate notes during meetings. I communicate with others very well. I will always start up conversation and I am not afraid to talk when needed. I'm a very creative person who has tons of great ideas to make the school community more fun while keeping it safe. Finally, I am committed. I will try my best to attend every meeting as possible and try to maintain a perfect attendance record. Thank you for listening, and I hope you will vote for me to be class secretary for the upcoming school.
My name is Sami Rosenberg, and I'm running to be your sophomore class treasurer. Treasurers are in charge of managing the money that we earn and spend, as well as keeping clear records. Also, they have to make sure that the money is spent responsibly within our budget. I am qualified for the treasurer position because I am honest and reliable. As your freshman class treasurer this past year, I've gained extensive knowledge and experience that will help me to succeed again next year. I am prepared to work hard, and I am very organized, which are both necessary to get the job done. Additionally, I have always excelled in my math classes. Over the summer of 2020, I created and ran a backyard camp for children whose normal activities were paused due to COVID. I hired people to work, and I collected and distributed the money that we earned. Along with managing the money, I learned how to use Google Sheets and Excel, which will help me to keep track of our finances. While many of us have been lucky to participate in sports and clubs this school year, it has also been difficult for everyone to get involved in our school's community because many activities have been put on hold or modified to be compliant with COVID guidelines. As an elected officer, I would continue to generate fun and safe ideas to keep all of the sophomores engaged. This would be done while fundraising, which is the other main objective of our club. We can sell sophomore class and JFK clothes, have local restaurant deals, and hold bake sales to raise money so we will later be able to enjoy the events in our high school years. It would be my honor to continue to serve the sophomore class. So, vote for me, Sami Rosenberg, to be your sophomore class treasurer.
The best of luck to all the candidates. On May 5th, in addition to voting for those elected positions, you will also vote for up to 6 classmates to represent your class in the Student Senate. Here are those candidates. Congratulations to all. Elections will take place in social studies classes on May 5th. Have a great day, Kennedy.